They say that there's different strokes for different folks, right? There's all sorts of different therapies out there. Many of them look very different from each other. If you were the proverbial fly on the wall in the therapy room observing, I think that today most therapists drawing from a bunch of different theoretical perspectives, which is actually really important. I think you don't want a therapist that tries to fit you into their paradigm. Irvin Yalom, who's immensely respected and influential in the field of psychotherapy, says that you should create, every therapist and client pair should create an individual new therapy just for that person. In my opinion, it's important for if somebody's seeking therapy to find somebody who understands them and respects them, somebody that they feel comfortable with, but a therapist that can call them on any areas that they might need to work on or look at. There's therapy for everybody. There's different kinds, so many different kinds. Psychodynamics looks at the relationship between the more primitive self and the ego, which is what controls sort of the adult expected behaviors in the world, and how do you iron out bumps in that. Behavioral therapy just looks at what the person's doing and what the payoffs and costs are for that. Cognitive behavioral therapy utilizes the cost-payoff principles of regular behavioral therapy, but also works with negative characteristic thought patterns that get in the person's way. Carl Jung was a student of Sigmund Freud, who started the psychodynamic school of therapy. Jung took psychodynamics and drives and into a more mystical and universal sort of direction. There's therapy that specializes in stopping addiction, stopping eating disorders, and dealing with what AA calls the hole in the soul, or the monster within that just wants this constant supply of substance going in. And then what do you do with the feelings that are remaining once you stop the addictive processes? There's therapy for different family systems. Salvador Minuchin developed structural family therapy that looks to restructure the roles and interactions between family members that they might have inherited or might have developed not very functionally over time. There's humanistic psychotherapy and existential that really look at what it means to be human with all the variables that we struggle with. In that school of therapy, who the therapist is as a person really shows up in the room. Attachment-focused therapy deals with what you bring and what other people bring to, you might call it the relational field between people, how you act in interpersonal relationships and how that kind of pings back and forth between the people. So basically, as far as standard therapies, there's one for everyone out there. Sometimes kids need therapy too, like when they have behavioral or emotional problems, but they don't always do so well in talk therapy because the language centers in their brains aren't all the way developed yet. So for that reason, we have play therapy. Play is a child's language and the toys are the words, and that's a way that they can express themselves and work through things in the therapy room. Sand tray therapy is a specialized form of play therapy. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to support my work of getting this information out into the world, you could subscribe to receive notification of future videos. You could contribute to my Patreon account to support this channel, and of course, please feel free to share this video with others. Take care. Until next time, be well.